Fox Bet has a bunch of over and unders on quarterbacks and statistics. Joy Taylor, let's roll on this.
All right, all odds have been provided by Fox Bet. Baker Mayfield is projected to throw 25.5 touchdown passes. Will he go over or under?
That feels like a pretty easy over for me. Last year, with a bad head coach and a horrific offensive line, especially at the tackle position, he threw for 22 touchdowns. They added a right tackle in Jack Conklin. They'll solve their left tackle issue in the draft. They add Austin Hooper, kind of a reception machine out of Atlanta. That's an easy one. Baker's going to rebound and have over 25.5 touchdown passes.
Ben Roethlisberger is projected to throw 29.5 touchdown passes. Will he go over or under?
I'd bet the under. He's 38 years old, coming off a surgery to his elbow. They added Eric Ebron at tight end, but he's a guy that likes to throw it down the field to wide receivers. So that seems a bit high for me.
Daniel Jones is projected to throw 27.5 touchdown passes. Will he go over or under?
I would say...
Sorry, I skipped Dak Prescott there. Dak Prescott is projected to throw 27.5 touchdown passes.
I'd go under. Travis Frederick gone, Randall Cobb gone, and a new coach with no OTAs. So I would say, and Dak's right now not even going to camp, so 27.5. Last year he had 30. That was a career high. I also think the Redskins get Chase Young, 2 games against that defensive front. I'd say he's a little bit under that number.
All right, now Daniel Jones is projected to throw 27.5 touchdown passes, over or under?
I would say over, because I think their offensive line is going to be addressed in the draft. So, and again, I think the number's right. I think 27 touchdown passes for Daniel Jones is right. They have a new coach, Mike. I don't know how good this guy is, from New England. Joe Judge, I have no idea. But I like Daniel Jones, and I think the number's about right. I'd probably go slightly over.
Jimmy Garoppolo projected to throw 27.5 touchdown passes, over or under?
I think the number's right. I'd probably go slightly over. They did have a lot of offensive line injuries last year and a fullback injury, which engineers their running game, which creates play-action passing opportunities. So they're also going to address wide receiver in the draft, I'm told. They also have good young receivers who got hurt last year, but they do lose Emmanuel Sanders. So my takeaway is the number's right. They're going to add a receiver. I don't think they'll be quite as banged up offensively as they were last year. So I say slight over for Jimmy G on touchdown passes.
How about Josh Allen, 22.5 touchdown passes, over or under?
I think that's an easy over. That's an easy one. Stephon Diggs gives you about 6-7 touchdowns a year. Josh Allen's a big arm guy. Diggs is a great deep route runner. And I also think Buffalo is really well run, and I think they have a bunch of really good coaches right now. And I think Josh Allen, a young quarterback with good coaches, gets better. So I think Allen's trajectory is going up. And I also think the division, without Brady, those are winnable games. And you know, a lot of 3-and-outs by Jarrett Stidham and more opportunities for him in those 2 games. So I think the over.
How about Kyler Murray, 25.5 touchdown passes, over or under?
I think that's an easy over. First of all, he only started 1 year in college, so he's learning the position. Secondly, they added DeAndre Hopkins. It's now the 2nd year with Cliff Kingsbury, the coach. They also are going to address the offensive line where he was running for his life. So that seems like, to me, Kyler Murray is a guy that nobody watched last year because he played in a bad team. I like that number a lot.
Lamar Jackson projected to throw 30.5 touchdown passes. Will he go over or under?
Again, that's a huge number. And last year he had 36, and it set an NFL record. I would probably say under. I'd probably say he's at 29 or 30. And not because I don't like him, but he just had an unbelievable year, and people were still trying to figure out how to defend him. I think he's going to have a really good year, and they're going to be a good team. But if he comes down a little bit, you know, in the playoffs, end of the year, people kind of got a little bit, slowed it down a little. So I think if he throws for 29 or 30 touchdowns, actually I think that's the kind of balance Baltimore wants, so I'd say under.
Phillip Rivers projected to throw 26.5 touchdown passes, over or under?
Under. Good old line, but outside of T.Y. Hilton, now that Eric Ebron is gone, I mean, do they have a dependable number 2 or 3 receiver? So I think he'll have time to throw, but I don't think he has a lot of targets to throw to, and I think the Colts have to address their wide receiver and tight end position in the draft.
Sam Darnold, 23.5 touchdown passes, over or under?
This is the easiest one in the book. He had 19 last year and had mono for 3 games. Now, they lost Robbie Anderson, but the offensive line is already better than last year. Connor McGovern, center Connor McGovern from Denver's an upgrade. Noah Fant, right tackle's an upgrade. They'll address left tackle in the draft, and they're also going to address wide receiver. They have a real GM now, a grown-up. So everything went wrong for them early in the season, late in the season. By the way, those games against the Patriots now, I think they'll go in and be more competitive with Brady out, so that's an easy over.
Speaking of Brady, he's projected to throw 29.5 touchdown passes, over or under.
Okay, he threw 24 last year with nothing. Julian Edelman, Mohamed Sanu got inserted into the team late. I think he's going to blow past it. I think he's going to Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, O.J. Howard, Bruce Arians. I think Brady is going to fly through that.
Teddy Bridgewater projected to throw 23.5 touchdown passes. Will he go over or under?
I think it's going to be right at the number. I'd say over. I've said this now for a couple years. I think Carolina's skill people are way underrated. I like DJ Moore. I like Curtis Samuel. I love Christian McCaffrey. They lost Greg Olsen, but they added Robbie Anderson. So you go from a defensive coach, Ron Rivera, to an offensive system coach in Matt Rule. They add Robbie Anderson, and I like their young receivers. In fact, if you told me, tell me a team with a better first three receivers than Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and Curtis Samuel. I mean, I'm sure there is one. That's pretty good. And by the way, Christian McCaffrey's a great receiving running back. So Teddy Bridgewater will be in the 25-26 range. That was fine. I like that. Over under Fox Bet, right?
Yes, all odds provided by Fox Bet.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.